Hello again, everyone. Today we are diving into one of the most critical aspects of AI. It is prompts. As I mentioned before, prompt is everything. The quality of your prompt can significantly impact the response you get from an AI. It's not just like asking a question, it is about how you ask it. And as I mentioned, there are many ways to have an effective prompt. But today I'd like to introduce you a simple and very powerful framework, which is context, role, and expectation framework. Let's break this framework down. C stands for context. You should always provide essential background information. For example, you might say, imagine you teach in a high school with the following demographics. You can add the age, level of the students, number of the students in the classroom, the time slots, etc. This gives the AI a clear picture of the setting. After you set the setting, R stands for role. Specify the role you want AI to take. For instance, you are a high school biologist, you are a high school teacher, you are an university instructor, you are a linguist. This sets the perspective for the response. For example, when you ask the same question but you change the role, your answers will change as well. And E stands for expectation. You have to clearly state what you want AI to do. It's a machine. You have to be very clear. For example, you might write a 15-minute English lesson plan. Write a 15-minute reading story about blah blah blah. Give as many details as you can. Let's compare some examples to see how this prompting works. Let's look at an OK prompt. Imagine you're an English teacher, write a story about a duck. Okay, this prompt gives the AI a basic role and the basic task. It is functional and simple. It can be sufficient if you are looking just for a general inspiration. But it has some problems. Without specifying the audience, the tone, the purpose, the output may lack some relevance. For example, it can generate, as you see, a story that is overly complex for younger learners, or very simple story for advanced ones. Lack of structure also result in response that you should really edit. To improve, first you should add more context, such as the audience, like grade levels, ages, etc. The purpose, why you want this story, to practice descriptive writing, to enhance reading skills, just for fun. And it's better to specify the tone as well. Do you want a humorous story or a very serious one? Let's look at a better prompt. Imagine you are an English teacher. Write a story for my 9th grade English class about a boy and his dog who won a blue ribbon at the dog show. It's better. This prompt provides more direction. By including the audience and the context, it ensures the responses for the intended purpose. It also specifies the characters and the general theme of the story. It makes the output more relevant. But it still needs some improvement. What can we do? For example, yes, the context is clearer. That's fine. But it lacks details about style or specific teaching goals. For example, should the story focus on vocabulary teaching, grammar teaching, character development, or sentence variety? Also, it doesn't specify the length or the format of the story. It affects your usage, right? To improve, specify the style, specify the tone, and maybe you can provide the learning objective as well. For example, if your goal is to teach character development, ask AI to include some descriptions and some emotional characteristics of the characters so that your students can understand how to develop a character while writing. And let's look at an ideal one. Write a humorous story about a small, overconfident dog and a 10-year-old boy who win best in show at a prestigious dog competition. The story is to be shared with my incoming ninth graders who struggle with character development. Use vivid descriptions and unexpected plot twists. Write a response in 8th grade reading level. So it's a kind of ideal one. It is highly specific, it outlines the audience, it outlines the purpose, style, and even the language level. There is no room or just a very little room for ambiguity. The AI is given a clear roadmap for creating a response, and by specifying the use of vivid descriptions and unexpected plot twists, the prompt ensures the output is engaging and relevant for the target learners and the objectives, of course. It aligns the AI output with pedagogical goals, such as improving students' understanding of character development and storytelling techniques in this context. The inclusion of the level of the students ensure that the material is accessible and appropriate for the intended audience. Can we add something else? Sure. If desired, you could specify additional elements such as inclusion of specific vocabulary words. For example, you can say, use these vocabulary if your aim is practicing the target vocabulary. Or you can give information about the target grammar structure to reinforce the objectives of the course. Or you might also ask some follow-up questions to ask activities based on the story, such as comprehension questions, writing prompts. So when you are writing a prompt, imagine you are planting seeds in a garden. The flowers that bloom might not look exactly the same every time. This is because AI has non-deterministic nature. It means it generates different responses, even to identical prompts. So you should be careful and be sure about what you want. And by learning the writing a good prompts and analyzing the prompts effectively, you will have the full potential of AI tools in the classroom. That's all for this session. Please feel free to experiment with the CRE framework and see how it enhances your results. See you next time.